As a cafe barista at Family Life Church, you have a great opportunity to be the life of the party, right? You get to be the person that hands out the free snacks and the free coffee, and people love the barista. But your role is absolutely crucial to what we do here at Family Life Church, because you are creating a culture where people feel welcomed and they can relax. So we want to help you be the best barista you can be. And the first thing you need to know is that you have 2 big wins. Your 2 big wins every single week is to keep the cafe area stocked and clean and to greet every person who comes to you with a smile. If you do those 2 things, it's going to give you a good head start on doing an awesome job as a barista. But we want to give you some other tips and tools so that you can understand how to do this barista role well. When you're getting ready to serve as a cafe barista, we want you to arrive at church at least 30 minutes before service starts. This will give you time to relax, get your kids checked in, to put your purse away, whatever you need to do. So at 30 minutes before service, you will be able to join with the rest of your team for the team huddle in the Dream Team base camp. And then at 15 minutes before service starts, after the team huddle, that is when we want you to be in position with your lanyard on, ready to go. And 15 minutes before service, when you get in there, you want to make sure that everything is set up, including the juice, the water, the coffee, the after-party snack if that's still going on, and also the breakfast foods, especially if you're in first service. The next thing you need to have ready is the after-party snacks. When service gets out, we want people to be able to go to the cafe and enjoy a snack and be able to hang out. We don't want you to be having to get everything ready while people are coming to you. We want you to have that ready ahead of time. So make sure to find the after-party snack and make sure to, kind of get a good idea for how much time you're going to need to get that ready. Another thing that you're going to have to really pay attention to is the kids at the church. For whatever reason, some of the kids in the church try to take advantage of the cafe person. Now, we love being a church for kids, but there's some tips that can help you to know how to deal with kids when they're not really behaving properly. So here's some things you could do. One thing you need to understand is that you are in control of the cafe. If there's a kid that's up there and you think they've been a couple times already, you can put your foot down. Say, hey, sorry, man, I think you've already been up here a few times. If you want another one, you have to bring your parent with you. Another thing is if you see a kid coming up and they're struggling and you can tell that they're not going to be able to see what they're getting or be able to do portion control very well, go ahead and help them. Hand the snack to them, or you can fill up their cup for them, because sometimes kids will fill the cups up way too much and then they leave and they're spilling it all over the floor. So just be aware when kids come up that you can help them get what they need, and you also have the power to say no, or you have the power to say, I want your parent to come with you if I'm going to give you this, okay? So I just want to make sure that you have that permission. A couple other things you need to know is that after the first service, we don't refill the orange juice. It's getting to that time where it's kind of like lunchtime, and so we don't want to keep filling up the orange juice. It's a little expensive, so we want to make sure that you know that. Another thing is, between the first and second service, if we start running out of breakfast snacks, that's okay. We can just have the fruit out there, and we can have the after-party snacks out there before the second service starts. Another thing that's very important for the people who serve in the second service is that after the second service, it's your job to clean all of the tools that we use for the cafe. The first service, maybe they're setting that stuff up. The second service, you're tearing it down and cleaning it up. So what you want to do is maybe 10 to 15 minutes after service, whenever you can tell that the after party snacks have kind of died out a little bit and it's not as crowded around the cafe area, go ahead and start cleaning this stuff. We're talking about from the jugs that we use for the juice and the water and the coffee urn. And by the way, when you do those, make sure to go ahead and take off the nozzles off those, because if they don't get taken off, they can get a little nasty, so we want to make sure everything is clean. So go ahead and take those nozzles off and make sure all the little parts are clean on those things. But it also includes things like the trays and the coffee pots. Go ahead and be careful if there's hot coffee in there that you don't get burnt. But we're going to take all of the utensils that we use for cafe, for serving people, and we're going to take it to the pre-K room. And there's a sink in there with some soap, and they have some utensils in there that you can use to clean up all of the stuff that we use in the cafe. We want to make sure that we go above and beyond to make sure everything is clean. So when it's time to leave, make sure that the coffee pot burners are turned off, so that way they don't burn up overnight, and that everything is put away. So if you have any extra after party snacks before you leave, just pack it up real quick in its original packaging and just put it on the table there in the cafe. That way we can get to that later. Being a cafe barista is a lot of fun. If there's anything you don't understand, make sure to ask your team leader and they can help you out. Let's use this position. Let's take ownership and let's see how God can use you to make a difference in somebody's life.